Hi class, this is our last analysis model that we make. It's called a domain model class diagram. Let's go click on here, create. We save it as our lab 5. You're going to look for shapes for a domain model class diagram, and that's in software and database software UML class. So this is called a domain model class diagram. We'll add information to it to make it a design class diagram. That happens in design phase. So some of the parts of the model and the symbols we don't use. Go ahead, drag a class here. I'm gonna name it. This is my colonist. I'm sorry. And the first compartment is your attributes. That's what we work on now. So I'm gonna say, oh, I'm sorry, this is a new laptop I have got for the labs. Colonist name, and then we're gonna go ahead, and these are private or public attributes. Colonist DOB, date of birth, and colonist origin, if you care to keep that. So I put some example attributes here, and all of them I've made private. You can pick and choose. I ask you for a specific number of attributes, so work on that. And here I'm going to remove that. Those are your methods. We'll add them in design phase. So I have a colonist. I want to talk about housing spaces. So that's the example I use in my activity diagram, but you feel free to use any of the entities that you want to include in your domain model class diagram. So housing spaces, I'm going to give them a number, space number. I've been really bad with my keyboard today. So space number, space type, space capacity. I think that's good for now. Here I'm gonna cut that, remove that for now. We're gonna add that in design phase. So go ahead, pick a simple association. This is not any other type that you see on the left. Right click on that, show multiplicity, how many numbers. So you read that from one side to another. So when I'm on colonist side, I put the numbers here. A colonist can occupy at least one space over their lifetime in the system, and they can occupy as many spaces as they wish as they move from one space to another, if their family grows or if their needs change. So a housing space can be occupied by 0 colonists. So you read from this side, but you put the number on the other side, and it could be occupied by many different colonists over time. So this is an example of an association, and these are multiplicity information. And is it 0 or 1? Is there a maximum limit? That's called multiplicity constraint. So the fact that a colonist can occupy many different spaces over their lifetime in the system is multiplicity. So it's many. But do they have to occupy at least one? Is there a maximum that they can occupy? That's the constraint. The same for housing spaces. A housing space can be occupied by many colonists over their lifetime in our system. That's many. So this is a many-to-many association. But is there a minimum requirement? Is there a maximum requirement? Those are constraints. And keep in mind that a housing space can be in your system. You keep track of it even if nobody has occupied it yet. So these are things in your system you keep track of, and you look at the numbers, multiplicity information in terms of their lifetime in your system. Thank you.